All right, I think we are live.
It says we are.
What's up, y'all?
What's
Hello,
up?
hello, hello.
Hmm.
Get my computer reset here, and as always, it'll take a little while for this to get out
Populate.
to everybody. Yeah.
I did throw it in my Discord. I think that's why Henry's here already.
Oh, sweet. Well, thank you for that, man. Oh,
I intended to throw it on my community page, but I forgot.
yeah, dude. No, I'm lucky. I remember half the crap that I do, dude. I don't know, man. Got a lot of stuff going on, right? No worries. We got. What's up, Henry? Henry, I got how you liking that shirt? Did you get a chance to try it on? Make sure it's fitting you and everything?
I think I got my stuff figured out.
All set?
I was confused.
All right, get my stuff in the live chat here. Oh, you haven't even opened it yet? All right, for sure. I gotcha. Well, the surprise fish that I put in there probably not doing too hot. No, I'm I'm just messing.
Yeah.
But
So who's making your shirts for you?
so I have a local store. It's called actually it might be in other places too. It's called Stitch and Print, and
Okay.
they're just in the mall by me. And I had gotten like custom shirts made from them forever ago with just like letters and words and stuff. And the stuff always held up like really really solid. So I
Yeah.
went over there and he gave me a good deal on like a multiple amount. And my family and stuff, they all wanted one, so they helped me get like a bulk amount that was actually kind of worth it, I guess, because shit is expensive. Like,
Well,
yeah, t-shirts,
life,
that stuff.
life is ridiculous right now.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of places you go, like, because I just wear plain black t-shirt or cut off all the time. So I wear. It's
Yeah.
just easy. I don't have to guess. I just put it on. But they lock them things up now. You gotta press a button and wait for somebody to come and get you a 5-pack of Kane's black t-shirts.
Really?
Crazy.
That's
Yeah.
insane, dude.
That's bad.
That
Around here,
yeah,
anyways. I mean, it's crazy. Socks, all that stuff. It's like, man,
Yeah. Here people don't lock their doors and they still leave their keys in their car.
yeah, you're way up
Yeah.
yeah, dude. You're like, when you were describing how far north you were like, you were 4 hours away from your closest club. So
Call it
where
3 to 4 hours.
are you, up in like the North Woods, like that far
Yeah.
north? Yeah.
Yeah. I live in Tomahawk. The area that I service is like the whole northeastern corner of Wisconsin.
Oh, geez. All right, for sure.
there. So yeah, I just recently went up there for vacation. The Apostle Island area, like up by
Yeah.
Redcliffe. Is that up by you then, or further,
That,
or what?
that's a little bit north of me. That's about an hour and a half drive.
Okay, yeah. So
Hour and a half.
that was a 8-hour drive for me.
Yeah. I used to do that ride in the back of a pickup truck
Yeah.
when my parents got divorced twice a summer.
But yeah, that was a beautiful area. I like it.
Yeah.
I stayed out in the North Woods. My buddy had a cabin out there one time, and I mean, cabin to the point where like outhouses. I mean, no plumbing, like real cabin,
Yeah.
like a real cabin. And that was the oh my God, it was just something else. I just remember I had never experienced woods like that before, like real woods. That was just a different feeling out there. Just gorgeous. Yeah,
Yeah.
fresh air,
But
that a fresh that
my,
is like,
with my parents being divorced, I got to experience the furthest north of Wisconsin and the furthest south down by Milwaukee area there. I definitely though I wasn't cut out for the city. That's not
Yeah.
me.
Do you guys get the Northern Lights up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that is a life goal of mine. Me and my lady talk about that a lot. I'd love to see the Northern Lights one of these days.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I suppose you're just in the city, so you have too much light pollution to see it.
Yeah, like there are people that are in the area that say that they've seen it, but I
Yeah.
haven't. I don't know. My girlfriend took a picture that was like a pink. It was a pink glow, and it definitely could have been the Northern Lights. We were going back and forth, like maybe not, but
Yeah. Usually the city's more of a yellow orange glow. The pinks and the greens and the blues and purples. That's usually
that's
the
when
northern lights.
for sure.
Yeah, we barely saw him here. It was just like one little, like you could kind of like what Kyle said, like maybe.
Yeah, it's usually better in the winter.
Yeah.
At least I think it is. It's easier to see it.
For sure. Well, let's say hi to some of these people that are showing up here so early
Yeah.
for us.
You
We
know,
got
I think you should have Zen up as a guest soon.
did
Yeah.
you say Zen?
Zen, yeah, Zen Ginger.
Zen, yeah, dude, come on. What's up?
One and only Mandy.
Yeah.
Has Zen done
But
a live
we got
before?
No,
no. That's the that's the. I
she's
always see everyone giving her crap.
she's been on lives before, but not with her face, just as a voice.
Oh.
So it's fun to harass her.
Well, I came back for round 2, so it can't be that bad.
Mm.
Yeah, right. It's like we're all fun up here. But yeah, we got Juanita up here. Hey, she says we're 3 of her favorite guys in one place. So that is so nice. Thank you for that.
That's good.
Yeah. And we got Stephen P up in here. What's up? What's up? Then we got one of these days I'm gonna win one of those what the fishes, man. I swear I lose every what the fish because my internet connection is horrible. So what happens is I'll almost guaranteed be like 15 seconds behind. And so I have to like catch up to the live. Hopefully it buffers to catch live or catch up to the live. And like at that point it's just over. So I'm always like one of the last people to comment. And I try not to look at the comments because I actually want to win. You know what I mean? And it's just like
That's usually my problem too. My very first win on what the fish was hagfish, and I was actually the only one that said it.
You said the egg fish?
Hag.
Like
Deep sea.
EGG?
No, like H. A-G.
Oh, hag.
Hag, yeah.
I got you. Hagfish. I got you. Oh, the laptop. Zen says the laptop's that's the key. I'm always on my phone. Like, good luck keeping up with it.
Zen is definitely an extremely competitive person.
But
Yeah, I think I'm catching up to Zen. Just saying.
I hope you are.
is Zen in the lead for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotcha. I don't even know if I have a point on the board. I've tried so many times. I might have like one point on the board, I think.
Yeah. I think the most important part is just having your name on the board, as in you get entered in the drawing regardless.
Oh, there's a drawing with it? Honestly, I was just trying to participate.
Yeah, I think it's an annual drawing.
I think at the end of it all, to be entered, you just have to have at least 1 point. What I take from
for sure. Yeah, I just yeah, I was always I'm competitive as well. I just like trying to win. Like I was like, but well, all right. I guess we're starting to get people in here, and I will get down a rabbit hole really quick, and then I won't get around to highlighting this special guy we got on live today here. And you guys all know him, but I wanted to get a chance to really know this guy because I think he's a good example for like what it means to be part of like the fish fan and I just wanted to highlight like some of the things he's done, because this whole channel basically wouldn't really exist if it wasn't for being so welcomed into the community by all of you guys, but especially Jeff. I remember that like right off the bat being someone that was just constantly saying hi, uh, saying, welcome, like what's up, and it's like he said, we were talking a little bit backstage. He was saying that it's really easy to do that, but it goes a long way for people. So I just wanted to really highlight that, and I wanted to learn what motivates him to do that, and I don't know, just kind of share that with everybody, and maybe someone else sees this and gets the motivation to do that, and we can all start waves in this aquarium hobby. Because I was telling him, like, literally, I mean, I'm out there and I'm like boots on the ground for Fish Fam, and for just getting people to watch these live streams. Because like, Branton said he's recently just started watching the live streams, right, in the past few months, I think.
Yeah.
It might have been a little
Been around.
bit. Yeah, it hasn't.
Yeah.
I haven't been around for any longer than a year. I had
For
no idea. Yeah, I had no idea this was like. I didn't know this was going on in YouTube. I always just thought of YouTube as like that's where you go to search for like the funny video, and I had no idea any of this was here. So this is like cool.
yeah,
Cool.
and
And at first, like kind of to piggyback on what you said, it can be a little intimidating. I guess you got all these tight knit people, you're watching them chat back and forth with each other, and for you to just jump in there and be like, "Yo," and I definitely remember Jeff being one of the first, people that actually like, "Hey, what's up?" And then he kept doing that, and it, kind of loosened me up a little more, and eventually, kind of dove right in. So.
yeah, I remember feeling almost rude to hop into the conversation.
Yeah, I didn't want to be like,
because I didn't know if I
guy.
was like, if it was trying to, like, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to grab attention or anything. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
say hi, but I don't know where my place is. And Jeff being there and welcoming people in, like, it made you feel good. And so now when I see people that I don't recognize their names, I make a point of doing that. And then, like I said, I'm boots on the ground. Like, I mean, at all the fish swaps I go to, every person that I meet that says that they watch any YouTube, I ask, "Hey, you watching live streams?" And they're like, "What?" And then I get to tell them about Fish Fam, or there's a few people, a few of the vendors that are selling at the swaps that I go to that are now like starting YouTube channels, and I'm gonna actually feature them in the coming Inside Splashes. And we're trying to just build this community, and I'm all for it, guys.
Yeah.
But,
It's a good place for a vendor to be.
yeah, like they can really network, and a lot of the people I bring on they're gonna have like websites and stuff, and a lot of them, I don't know, I think they'll have like unique kind of stuff. Some of them have similar stock items and stuff, because there's the meat and potatoes and everything. But yeah, we got Red Laser. What's up? But anyway, so Jeff, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I think the easiest way to like kind of go about it is like, the easiest way to relate to someone is usually through like career, family, stuff like that, right? So we can get those like easy to understand you kind of connections, right? So why don't you tell us just about that kind of basic stuff?
Yeah, I grew up in a divorced family. So my mom lived in the city, had some money because of her relationship, so she had a middle class type lifestyle. And I lived with my dad most of the year, and we grew up poor, and we had a food stamp type lifestyle. So it was like a eat at school and then not eat at home thing. So I had a lot of that until I was like in middle schoolish, and we finally moved to the Tomahawk area, and then he got a normal middle class job, and we kind of went forward from there. Was in and out of factory work, warehouse work. I did pet store stuff in high school and helped them out after high school. Worked at Foster & Smith for quite a while. So I seen that warehouse, large scale shipping style, and I was with them long enough to see them grow from, like 10 to 20,000 packages a day to 80,000 packages a day.
And you said
it was,
that's Foster and Smith, you said?
yeah, that was Foster and Smith before they got bought out by, I think it was Petco that bought them out, and then they got shut down.
Okay, that's that. I was wondering what. All right, so they're like a Petco basically. Gotcha.
Well, kind of. They were online only though.
So yeah,
Oh,
they were
they
like a wholesaler, wasn't
Yeah, well, not exactly. It'd be like, back in the day, it'd be like ordering from like a Finger Hut or something like that. But you didn't do the payment plan side of it. It was just a catalog. Like J.C. Penney's would come in the mail.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, it was definitely a dying industry because everything switched more to internet based. So they were changing with the times, and they did grow with that change. But if they would have just stayed catalog, they would have died a long time ago.
Gotcha.
And then they still have Live Aquaria. Supposed to be employee owned now. I don't know if they buy it 100%, but that's what they claim.
Employee owned, meaning it's like they get a stake, like everybody gets like a set amount of shares, like in the company or something.
Yeah,
kind
I
of thing?
think so.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to have been some of the employees that bought it, but I've watched the young ladies that were, on a live stream and stuff, and they're not local people.
Hmm.
They weren't used to the winters up here and stuff, so they might have got into it right at the end or something and then bought in. But yeah, but after that, I ended up getting into heating and cooling and kind of been with that since. And while I was working at Foster and Smith, they also purchased out a company called Flying Fish Express, like right as they were starting their live aquaria. And you used to be able to get live rock uncured from Flying Fish Express, and that was pretty sweet.
So what's uncured?
Yeah, just still alive.
What's that?
What?
What's that?
What do you mean by uncured?
Uncured means that they have it dumped in the ocean, and then they pull it out of the ocean and send it straight to you.
Oh, wow.
They don't dry it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they don't dry it out and redo it. So if there's any microfauna, bugs, that kind of stuff that gets into the rock, it comes with the rock.
So it's like grabbing a handful of muck out of the pond.
Kind of, yeah. So it's semi-dangerous because you can get like Aptasia snails. I mean, you can get that from anywhere. So it's, in my opinion, a little risk. The mantis shrimp potential kind of sucks because if you do get one of those and it grows up and busts your tank, that would blow.
Say, what about like little octopus in there or something?
Oh,
It's potential. I never got one myself, but
Yeah.
it's not out of the realm of possibilities. It is shipped dry though, so the likelihood of it surviving is low.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
There's enough moisture in the rock for like the feather dusters and stuff like that are small to survive the shipping, but I don't even know if they do that anymore in the industry because everything seems to be that dead rock that's or fake rock that's sold at Petco or whatever. I don't think that there is any real rock left anymore.
So you worked at Foster and Smith, and then you went into the heating and cooling. So at Foster Smith, what did you do there exactly?
Almost everything.
Yeah.
I started off as a picker, which would be somebody that picked orders. Became a boxer while it was still in its old phase. So as a boxer, I'd take every package that came through and put it in a box and make the box for it. So I'd handle 10 to 20,000 packages a night, which was stupid fast paced. Then eventually I got into QCing and running the loading docks, and then got into shipping and receiving, and got into stocking maintenance. So then I was writing up the SKUs and creating locations and stuff like that for them within the building. So I used to do a lot of computer side stuff back then.
And so, if I missed this, I'm sorry, but did they sell fish as well, or was it just
They did,
supplies?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, they had a on-site pet store for a while. That was basically fish only. And it was mostly saltwater.
Got it. Oh, so that was was that the live aquaria part? Or
Yeah. And then when the business sold, Live Aquaria was separated from it somehow.
Gotcha.
And then those employees kept that on.
So did you get to learn about shipping through that then? Like shipping live fish, meaning like.
No, I didn't
No.
dabble in that side of it. That was the Coral Farm specific. And that was its own little building. So my involvement with that would be more like on the maintenance side. If they needed stuff moved around, I'd run over with the forklift and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I actually worked in the Coral Farm more after I stopped working at Foster and Smith because I need to have their air conditioners worked on and stuff. And most of their maintenance department wasn't AC certified.
Gotcha. So, so then you go from so when did you work? You worked in the fish store before that, then?
Yeah,
right?
I'd say 95, 96 is when I started working at the pet store.
Gotcha.
And then we moved away in 99 for a few years. And then when we moved back in 2003, I started helping him out again. And then he shut up shop around 2006, I think, and he moved out to Jersey.
Gotcha. So you worked there for almost a decade. Almost?
Yeah, off and on, and helping him on weekends and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
When I first got out of high school, there was a point when I had 3 jobs. I worked at the pet store, an 8-hour shift at a second shift job. And then I'd get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and work at a bakery until about 6 in the morning. Then I grab another hour of sleep, go back to the pet store, and it was just a vicious cycle that didn't last long because I got burnt out pretty fast.
Yeah, I did something kind of. I mean, it was I had factory job during the day, and that was 7 to 5, 7 to 3:30. And then after that, would go to a second job and work, into the night. Yeah, it burns you out real fast.
Oh yeah. I did do the 2 jobs for quite a while, and then I could only handle that for so long too, and ended up just going to the one.
Yeah.
Steven says we're exhausting him with all this idea of work.
All right, let's quit talking about it.
I think the easiest one was the pet store where I was cleaning glass and catching fish. So
yeah, right.
That sounds fun.
So
it was nonstop.
Is that where you start? Where did you start getting your because I'm trying to figure out where does Jeff go from, like, at some point you had to start keeping fish, but where do you start going to, like, getting into wanting to breed and all of that stuff? So you had
when I was a kid, we had the alligator and box turtles and turtles and stuff like that.
wait, hold on, did you say you had an alligator?
Yeah, cam-gator.
For real? That's awesome.
My mom fed it Kentucky Fried Chicken and killed it. So
I was gonna say, how big was that before he got rid of it? Or I guess
he was in a 10-gallon tank, and he was about 3/4 the length of it when she finally killed him.
Okay. Oh man.
Now why did the KFC do it in?
I think it was the grease.
Yeah. Kind of clogged it up like a sink or what?
Something, I don't know. And it could have been temperatures or something like that too that played into it. I mean, I was like 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, crazy.
And then I kept the fish when I was in junior high in a wine glass, a little black skirt tetra, for probably like 3 months, and then I took it over to my buddies and put it in his fish tank. Then
Those get pretty big.
yeah, pretty much since I was around, say, 8, I've kept at least a turtle, in a tank. And then I didn't really keep fish much because turtles were easier for me. I just take them out, dump the water, put new water in. Didn't have to worry about cycling the tank and didn't have to have gravel. So it was just easier. And then I actually met the new owners of the pet store that I ended up working for, looking for a turtle to buy for a school project. And I didn't end up getting it from them. I got them from one of their competitors at the time because they didn't have any. It was out of season. But they ended up buying the store from the guy that I originally bought my black skirt tetra from. And they moved into the apartment above the store, so they needed help moving, and that was my foot in the door. And after that, I was kind of like one of those fleas you couldn't get rid of.
Yeah.
I just
like
kept
we were
telling
talking
them
about
that they should
earlier,
hire me.
that cricket chirping in the corner.
Right. Well, I just started taking the towel and the spray bottle and squeegeeing all the tanks while I was there. And eventually they gave in and hired me for like $2 an hour or something like that. In store credit, though, it wasn't the actual money. It was just store credit at first. And realistically, that's what they had to do. Yeah, I wasn't. It suited my needs. I had other jobs that I did for actual money. My mom's boyfriend at the time was a tree trimmer, so I was his helper on the weekend, and that was $10 an hour cash. In the 90s and 80s, that was really good money.
Yeah.
Granted, he charged a fortune for tree removal, so. But that's kind of where the whole fish thing started. And then I accumulated a bunch of tanks working for store credit. Started housing fry that we bred at the store to raise them up, to bring them back to sell. And that wasn't like I got paid for it per se. It was just, I enjoyed it.
So what was it that made you want to be at that fish store so much? Like you had,
just really liked it.
Yeah.
The fish room was just awesome. When I started working it, we had 170 tanks, and I think when I stopped working there, we had 2 stores, and I think it was like around 250 tanks total.
Wow.
The other store that he bought, he had offered to sell to me, but it was a losing endeavor. He should have probably just bought it to get the aquariums and that kind of stuff, the supplies, and just liquidated it. It was technically in a bigger city, so it should have had more potential, but it was near Wausau, which is a lot bigger city for us. And at the time, I think Wausau had like 7 fish stores. And now they have Petco, PetSmart, and Ace.
So now, when you were breeding them, was this all you, or he had a room?
No, I was helping.
Just working.
Yeah. So when I was raising them, they were at my house, but he was spawning them at the shop, usually in the apartment above.
Okay.
Because he had the 2-bedroom apartment upstairs, and one of the bedrooms was like a guest bedroom slash fish room with angels and discus and that kind of stuff.
Cool.
And I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the breeding side back then. I thought it was cool, but girls,
Mm-hmm.
they were a little bit more on my mind at the time.
So when did you start getting into like really getting a, because like you seem to know so much. So
I've
and
consumed so much material.
and that's what I was going to say is like I'm not going to say the number because I did see your
Yeah.
watch time because we had that conversation that one time, and I'm
And
not
that's
going to say
not,
your number,
yeah,
but
that's not strictly fish tube, because that's like from the time I started premium on,
yeah,
so
that's for sure.
that's got
I see you
dirt
got
bike videos and um,
car repair.
fishing videos and yeah, car repair and that kind of stuff. Anything that I researched is on there. Um, so, because I don't like ads. As soon as they
Oh
implemented
yeah,
them and I found a way out of it, I went that path.
yeah.
See,
Not trying to do an advertisement for YouTube here, but if you guys watch YouTube, and I know all of you do because you're here right now, just get premium. It's so freaking worth it. Like
yeah,
It
I
so
just
is.
got
worth
it
it.
And
like 4 months ago, and if I ever do not have it, I will stop watching it. I
yeah,
can't go back. I can't go back.
when I got blocked on Tommy's stream the other night or a couple weeks ago, so I hopped on my other phone, which is one of my old accounts, and it doesn't have premium on it. So then I got to watch 5 million freaking ads to say 2 words.
So brutal. Oh, we got a question for you, Jeff. On a scale of 0 to 100%, how complete would Jeff say his fish room is now? Because you were saying
Um,
before.
See the wall behind me is on.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't have drywall on it yet.
Yeah, what does that tell you, Zen? But sorry, we went on we got sidetracked because we all hate ads equally. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah. So you were so when did you start getting into like the breeding? Like, because like I said, you're like a wealth of
Not
knowledge. So it just seems, is it just the consumption or is it as
the
much?
consumption from doing stuff back then. My memory works kind of weird, so I'm extremely forgetful. But things that happened 10, 15, 20 years ago, I can usually remember pretty good. Um, so I have to have repetition in what I do for it to stick in the now. Um, so I've watched so many videos over and over and over. I think the best kickstart of my memory was probably Fish Easy. He probably helped me the
Oh,
most to remember stuff, and Aqua Malik. Um, Unfortunately, Aqua Malik doesn't stream much anymore, but probably for the better anyway. He's gone down some different paths. Still a
and
good guy. But
it blows my mind that dude was on Vice News. Like,
yeah,
I,
it's his personality, though. I mean, he's an actor, so that technically fits him.
for sure.
If you were to
And
have
he probably had some sort of
Michael,
connections too to.
possibly, but I mean, Michael wouldn't fit a situation like that. No, yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. He's a good guy. He's got a lot of knowledge. He's very set in his ways, though. I think at least.
I gotcha. So so you mentioned Fishy Z, and Aqua and Malik, and obviously they're connected. So if you have a place that you like really want to find some knowledge on how to breed a fish, where do you go?
It depends on the fish. I was mostly interested in learning rams, so those two fit me. And then
That's all right.
plecos were also on the table for me, so they also fit that bill. Or Malik more so because he's got more experience with the plecos than Michael does. Um,
Do you what was your first fish you bred?
First non.
Yeah, like
live herd was be
yeah,
probably Angels.
Angels.
Angels and then Rams.
Oh, for sure.
And that was early on in COVID, and the timing just happened to work out where I was sick with COVID, so I was at home to raise the fry. Because those fry need to eat. And at the time, I wasn't set up really to do it. Because I mean, pre-COVID, I was working usually somewhere between 60 and 80 hours a week. If I didn't work the weekend, I was working 60 hours. If I was working the weekend, I usually ended up hitting 80. And that was we were shorthanded pre-COVID, so it was bad.
Say I'm 50 hours a week. That's enough for me.
Yeah, well, when you break 60, it doesn't make sense anymore because of the tax bracket you're in. You don't gain enough to make it worthwhile. It looks great on paper. Yeah, it looks great on paper. But that's it.
Are you talking just the paycheck, or are you talking end of the year tax kind of thing?
Both, because I claim zero, I claim zero, so they take out the maximum. But when you look at the deposit in the bank account, the gain from 60 hours to 80 hours, it's not viable. I mean, if you look at the gross, it looks good. Just the actual deposit is not.
Because the tax brackets make the most sense when you're in the middle of it, not at the very bottom of it, right? Kind of thing.
Yep.
You're
either in the middle or at the top end. If you're at the bottom, you're getting screwed.
You're getting totally posed. Yeah.
I don't get the whole bracket thing.
Yeah,
it should just be it should just be a flat percentage, and that's what you have to pay on, and that's it for everybody. We probably wouldn't be in this whole crappy situation we are.
Yeah, don't even get me going on the.
Well, that's not even picking sides or nothing. That's just
no. I'm totally no. I'm just because I live in Illinois, dude, and like it's literally like I feel like I'm driving a freaking rally car because like the roads are horrible, and it's like I get taxed like to an insane level, and I have no problem paying taxes. I actually I love to pay taxes if it goes to making my town beautiful and the city beautiful and everyone's safe, and like I got an ideal view on that. I got no problems, but I just know it doesn't, and it really bothers me.
And it's like that. It's like that everywhere. There's there's corruption. It just happens. Man. People are greedy to like money. Is what it is.
It's funny you say that about the roads, because literally, I mean, I'm right on the border of Illinois and Wisconsin, and I shit you not. As soon as you cross over that border, like I'm on 8th Street, and if I want to go to Illinois, literally as soon as you cross that street, it's like a whoop section. I mean, it's insane. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's just that little stretch of street, but it's just
the tolls were supposed to take care of that. Remember?
Yeah.
I think they put them back in the 70s or 80s.
You said what we're supposed to take care of that?
The tolls.
Oh yeah, tolls.
Yeah.
Tolls. Yeah.
I think it was the 70s or 80s that those went in, because they've been there my whole life.
Yeah.
But so Illinois, the last time I was there before COVID was when I was 14, and then I went back when it was during COVID. I went down to a buddy's birthday and all that good stuff. So I think it was last summer or the summer before. But it was like almost 30 years since I had been there.
Mm-hmm. Where about in Illinois?
Joliet.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
One of them was in Joliet, and the other one was in I can't remember the name of the town. But I believe my buddy Greg is in Joliet. I kept getting the two of them mixed up, though.
That was the guy you were saying that you think I should.
That you should get a hold of, yeah.
I should try to get a hold of for sure. Yeah, because hey man, anybody that's breeding fish out here, I want to meet all the people local.
He's not breeding fish. He's working corals. Yeah.
Oh,
he's on the salty side.
That's even cooler though too, because that's like it's something I know absolutely nothing about. So like I would love like if he's like he's propagating coral is what you said, like
Yeah.
birthing coral. Yeah.
I know he laid off of it for a while with his last girlfriend, but they've since, as far as I know, split up. So he's getting back into it again, a little bit heavier.
For sure. I would love to check that out, man. That would be really cool. Most definitely. Yeah, I had uh yeah. We'll have to try to figure out how you
Actually, I think he's supposed to stop by me tomorrow.
oh,
He's
for
supposed
sure.
to be up in the area.
See, if I were to do saltwater, it would be just that. It would just be like corals and crustaceans. I think those are like the two saltwater things. Like the fish are
Yeah,
okay.
when I had saltwater, it was live rock, polyps, mushrooms, easy corals. I didn't do anything hard. When there was a few fish in it, some scooter blennies, some mandarins, uh, damsels, poundfish, that kind of stuff. Anemones. I had it for like 2003 till it was pretty close to 2009. It was later than that. I think it was like 2012 that I had it till. But or after my first like 4 years, um, it finally hit a stride where it was stable, and I didn't have to feed it anymore. I just let it do its thing and put water in it. I didn't even water change the damn thing.
You said you didn't have to feed it?
No,
Because it had enough of just like a
I had enough.
live
I
food
had
web?
enough bugs in it, and there were few enough fish in it that it could support itself.
Nice.
That is so cool.
Um, I don't know how I struck the balance, but I got it right, and it worked.
Mhm.
So I just left it be.
Oh,
My
yeah.
youngest daughter had a toy called magnetics or something like that. They're magnetic balls
Yes.
that stick together.
I know what you're
She
talking
was
about.
she was swinging them around. One of them came off and hit the tank.
Oh,
Oh, no way, dude. No.
I was at work too, so there was nothing that could be done.
how big?
40 breeder.
Yeesh.
There's a 40 breeder with 50 pounds of rock in it.
And salt water too, dude.
Now, where did
What
it
is
hit? Did it
that
drain
like between?
completely, or you still had water left in it?
No, I did split it like from corner to corner
Uh,
on the front panel. So it just,
ugh.
yeah, it was a goner. There was no way that the wife and kids could mix up salt water and, save anything. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I had a 75-gallon tank on me one time, cracked from corner to corner like a big rainbow up the middle.
yeah.
So it didn't end up draining all the way when I got home. It still had like maybe 3 inches of water in it.
No, this
But
one corner to corner, and then I had some triangle wedges and stuff, but it all went on the floor.
uh,
That was the first 40 breeder that I ever bought on store credit from that pet store too.
Oh man. So man, yeah, salt water is a whole different world. I didn't know.
There's not a market up here. If I was down in your guys' area, it'd be different. But up here,
Mhm.
there's no salt.
No, like no ability to buy it is what you're saying?
No ability to sell it.
Oh, sell it. I
So
gotcha.
yeah, so it wouldn't make sense for me to be able to breed anything up here because I'd have to ship everything 100% for sure.
Hmm.
When you're breeding fish, you're making a lot of fish, so you need a lot of avenues to get rid of them. Like Kyle's in a great place to do that, and so are you, Branton. I have access to nothing. If I'm going to an event, it's going to be an overnight stay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At that point, you're not making enough money off the fish to justify the overnight stay.
Yeah.
If you're going down to Quad City Swap or something like that for, at that point, that's big enough that you could probably do something. There's just so much
Yeah.
volume there,
Dude,
but
yeah,
I don't think you could at like an event in Green Bay. I don't know if you could make enough money to make it make sense to have an apartment or not apartment, but a hotel.
Mhm.
Um,
Now, what if something was set up where you didn't have to do the trip or the stay, and you're just the one breeding it, and it's kind of like like a like somebody that came and would pick that stuff up and take it to the various swaps.
It's a little bit different then because, well, at that point you're selling wholesale kind of, which I don't
Yeah.
mind doing because I like selling to the pet stores. It's easy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You take a big bag, you put some fish in it, you take it in, and you give it to them.
Yeah.
When you're shipping, then you're purging, individually bagging, making up boxes with insulation. There's a lot of expense that goes into making the box properly. So it depends on what kind of fish you're selling as to whether or not it's worthwhile. If you're selling
Mm-hmm.
a high end fish, it's worth it to ship that box, but you're not shipping many of them. So, you know, there's a balancing point. Um, I don't know that I'll ever hit it,
Yeah.
but it's not bad to just get the fish out that I have excess of and share for now,
Mm-hmm.
or even trading. So I've been doing that this summer too.
See, I've never attempted to ship fish. I would like to try it.
It's not too bad. It's nerve wracking no matter what and how many
Yeah.
packages you ship because you don't, once it goes to the post office, it's out of your hands. You can't do anything.
Yeah, that's
You no longer have any form of control over the package. There is no guarantee on ship dates anymore. It went out the window with COVID, and it doesn't matter if you pick overnight or as slowest ground possible. You know, there's just no guarantee.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've had multiple shipments from California take anywhere from, I'd say, about 4 days overnight to 9.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I had some guppies
That's
shipped
overnight
to
shipping.
me. I had some guppies shipped to me earlier in the year, and uh, it was supposed to be like a 2-3 day shipping, and it ended up taking 7 days, 7-8 days. I can't remember. Everything came okay, but yeah, I mean that's.
And if you ship postal express or flat rate, you're looking at realistically about a 4 day to 7 day. Usually it's within 4 to 5 days. You ship it out on Monday, it normally gets there by Friday. But there are times when it doesn't get there till Monday. So as long as you take proper care in packing the fish, it's not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, then things go sideways.
Yeah,
Part of that's
dude.
in
So
the bagging process and the preparation of them, and then some of it's in. I don't think you ever need to use a cooling pack. That's actually cold. You can maybe stick one in that's not been cold, just room temp to help cold temp. But I don't
mhm.
think I would use one that's cooled. Creates
so
too
Did
many
does
you?
the
swings.
so does the shipping times kind of play into why you're not, I guess kind of play into the not being worth it right now part, or
No, it's the expense of making the boxes,
uh
and doing it in a fashion that I like and I'm comfortable with. Uh, but also I haven't been putting enough time into actually breeding the fish lately, so I don't have a whole lot to offer. That also kind of makes it so it's not a worthwhile thing.
hmm
Um, I had a bunch of failed heaters last fall. It was like one after another, a couple of them on the same day, where we just boiled the fish. And I'm sure that there was something else that happened at the same time that caused the fatalities. It was just I was working a lot of hours too, so I came home from work. It might have happened the day before, and I didn't see it until the following day.
uh-huh.
That's a potential because when work gets going, I don't get to see my tanks every day.
Now
I
that
try
that
to,
happened.
but
Did that happen in the winter then, or because right
yeah,
right
in
now
the
for
fall.
me, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not running any heaters. It's just kind of 74 room temp.
Well, so I run my thermostat at 76. It's a very
Mhm.
old mobile home. It's extremely drafty. When I lost, I think it was the 236 colony. When that colony went down, I pulled out the heater from the zebra plecos. And when I tested the water on that, uh, the Oscar tank was running about 74 at the top tank with no heater. And the zebra plecos on the bottom were running around 67, 68 in a room temperature of 76.
Yeah. Hmm.
That being said, they did just fine.
Yeah.
And my Rams, I usually run without a heater also, unless I'm specifically trying to spawn them or something like that, then I might cook them a little bit. But I've had them spawn at 76 degrees. And
Are you
I've had
talking
them,
Bolivians or
no, Germans.
Germans? Okay.
So when it comes to heaters, I don't know if
Don't
this is true.
throw them away and don't use them.
Well, but I only use the digital ones that have the digital reading, and from what
Yeah.
I've heard is when they fail, they only fail off, and I don't know
No,
if that's true.
that's not
No,
true.
yeah,
No.
because
Yeah.
there's a vendor that goes around telling everybody that,
Mhm.
and
There is supposed to be a fail safe in it, but that fail safe isn't perfect.
it's
Because
not. Oh,
I've had
okay.
3 of them fail on and boil tanks. I've had a couple of them explode because they stuck on and I didn't know it. Because I didn't take my heaters out of the tank. I usually just turn them down so I have easy access to the control. And one of them stuck on, drained the tank, and it exploded in the tank.
Oh,
Okay, so see, I've still got all mine in the tanks. I haven't taken them out, but I just unplug them.
Yeah, I didn't have easy access to the plug, but I had
Okay.
easy access to the control. So
Gotcha.
I would just turn them down when I did water changes if it was going to get below the heater or near it. Um, that one I just turned down.
Mm-hmm.
The light wasn't on to be on, so there was no indication that it was on, and it just popped when I drained her, and she was smoking all over the place.
Wow.
And you could see the steam rolling just before it happened, and I knew that I was screwed.
Mhm.
yeah. I think I just fried one of my heaters over here because I was doing water changes on my Sulawesi tank and I accidentally dropped the water way too low, and it's like reading 81, but if I check it with my temperature probe, it's not anywhere near 81. So I gotta take that out, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Might just start
Yeah.
running it without a heater and see if they keep up. What do you guys think?
What's the room
Because
temp?
it's that tank will probably run at 76, 77 by itself because I got the plexiglass lid on it, and
Yeah,
they seem to just hold the heat really well. I don't know, but
maybe.
because most of my tanks run about 76 without any heaters in the.
Yeah, I'm not good with Sulawesi, so not the best one to give guidance on it. But if you can get away with not running a heater, I recommend it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. The
So
eventual goal is to work them to no heat.
when I
My
went into
personal
last
colony.
fall, I went in with a L173B colony that had 7 adults that were breeding, and I believe around 30 babies. And I was planning on starting to sell those this spring.
Mm.
They were one of the boiled tanks.
No.
God,
Uh,
dude.
that being said, there's a lot of things that went into it because they can handle pretty high temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple days of overtime where you're working 16 hours a day, back to back, was part of it. So I don't know when it happened. All I know is I was only able to save a couple of males. There was a female that was living, but then she died later just from the ammonia burns and stuff.
Hmm.
But it was a highly populated tank. The air slowed on it, so it wasn't getting aerated properly. And it was, Pleca tank, so it didn't have a whole bunch of kabamba or guppy grass or anything like that in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure if it still had a kryptonite at that point. but it did have redwood floaters and duckweed and stuff on top of it, so that also helped hold everything in.
Say, yeah.
So it was kind of like all the tanks that failed were like a perfect storm of it went wrong on the wrong day.
So, are you dealing with like I don't know, like a fish depression kind of thing after that? Because I had
Oh yeah, I did. I
yeah,
about
dude,
smashed
it's
every damn tank. I was so pissed.
dude, I feel that, man. It's like some of the I don't have anything that nearly compares to that, but no, I
Yeah.
mean, like I had built up a
I mean,
pretty decent red shrimp colony, and I was running it with no filter for the longest time. It was totally fine. It never had any
yeah.
issues, and then one day I just come in there, everything dead, and I'm just like, well, I mean, it's my fault. I won't run anything with no filter ever again now, but like,
Yeah. Realistically, those 173s, within the community, I probably would have offered them for $25. You know,
yeah, dude,
when
yeah.
when I bought them, the adults, or they weren't adults when I bought them, but when I bought them, they were like $70 each. Um, so on the high end retail value, that was a shitload of money.
Yeah,
Mhm.
dude.
That
Yeah,
was enough to make you cry.
yeah,
Yeah, and see,
yeah.
those would have been worth shipping.
Yeah, those definitely are.
Yeah.
And I'm not the only one that had problems. I also had some problems with Apache.
Rapashi.
Yeah. I think it was a bad batch. I'm not the only one that had it. There's
Hmm.
another lady in the community that also had a bad batch of Rapache the same time that I did, and lost a lot of her communities as well.
What, some kind of contaminant in there or what?
That's something that was like it was making them bloat.
Yeah.
Huh.
Every one of them looked like they died of bloat.
Huh.
Um,
And
and
both
it
of you
took me a
guys
little
had the
while to figure
same.
it out.
Too much
Both,
Same
drilling
problem,
agent,
yeah.
maybe?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it,
Uh-huh.
and it could have been something within, like maybe there was a yeast contaminant. You know,
Okay.
it's hard to say. And I didn't feed them individually. I was doing a mix, so I don't know which one of the foods it was that caused it. So I just tossed them, and
Yeah.
wasn't worth the risk anymore. I had lost too many fish to it.
man. So, are you? I don't know. I guess you are you planning like a confidence comeback fish for that, or
No,
are you
I
gonna?
still got some. I still have some 173s that weren't in that group,
Oh, all right,
so
sweet, sweet.
it's not out of the realm of possibility yet. But they're young, so they're like a 3-4 year fish grow out before they start spawning.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I've recently been thinking about doing some sort of pleco. I want to just do like a basic one because I haven't bred any, so I got a pleco breeding cave for real cheap the other day because I was just trying to help a vendor out get a sale, and it was $3 for a freaking pleco cave, the plecocave.com or whatever. It's like a stamp in there, so it's got to be a company that people know. But uh and I'm like, now I want to get a group, but it's like they're always like year long, multiple year long projects for those
So
things, unless you get one that's already going.
yeah, bristle nose are about an 18-month grow out. That's what it took me the first time I grew them out from my very first batch of like that I ordered in. They came in at about maybe an inch, if it was an inch. And I think it was like 18 months later they finally started caving up and trying to spawn.
Hmm.
And I've heard of other people spawning them sooner than that, but that's realistically what I've seen.
Yeah, I think I've heard about 18 months for them too. Yeah,
And I've also
yeah.
heard other people talking about, there's zebra plecos spawning at, 2 years old or 18 months old. These ones I've had for like 36 months now or something like that. And they weren't. I mean, they were tiny, like probably around an inch when I got them. They are starting to show interest in caving now. The males are starting to pick them. So I think maybe I get super lucky. Maybe they spawn this winter, but I realistically think I'm still another year out.
Hmm.
Hey, George.
Hey, what's up, man? But all right. So let's see. Definitely, Branton. Did you have anything specific? Because obviously, if you have questions or anything specifically you want to bring up, man, feel free to bring it up. I have Jennifer, general notes to go over, but just want to give you a chance to do that.
As far as the breeding goes, Jeff, what kind of live foods, I guess, are your go-tos? I'm curious.
It depends on the fish that
If
you
you
got.
do them. Yeah.
Brine shrimp's the easiest. If it'll eat brine shrimp, just do that.
Uh-huh.
Daphnia, you can seed it in a tank for fry before you put the fry in it, and get them going, as well as a little bit of paramecium. I'm really confident that Daphnia eats the paramecium. Extremely confident that they do that. I haven't visually watched it, but the numbers don't make sense, so I'm confident they're eating them. But if you can pre-seed, if you're breeding neon tetras or something like that, and you get a bunch of little fry and you throw them in a tank like that, you'll have a lot more success. Realistically, the Daphnia is better suited for the adults for preparing them to eat or breed. I did have a blackburn colony for a long time. I got planaria in it, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
I feel like blackworms and planaria are just like always together.
Like, just about. So there's a lot of ways to culture paramecium. If you want a pure culture, just buy it. Be done with it. It grows
like
faster.
One of the actual science cultures, right?
Yeah, from anywhere. Like Fish Easy sells them. They're super cheap, and he sells you the yeast and the berries and everything. So it's a worthwhile purchase from him. There you can get it on Amazon.
Yeah, I've seen the Amazon ones. I was thinking about those.
Yeah, I've ordered them from Amazon. Usually, I end up crashing my cultures at some point in time because I neglect them really badly.
That's just what happens, man.
Yeah, well, I work a lot, so
yeah.
And I'm forgetful. I don't check my culture every day. But realistically, I've used it in enough tanks that I can get some medium from the tank, throw it in a jar, start feeding it yeast, and it'll take off eventually. It's a lot slower and it's not pure. There's other creatures in there too, and some of the creatures eat the paramecium, so it's kind of a 50-50 thing on that.
Yeah,
but if you're in a pinch, it's better not having any.
Yeah.
My thing is always like it's so easy to like feed fish, you could throw some food in there and you see them eat, and it's like with something like that, it's like, how do you freaking know like when you're overfeeding, when you're underfeeding? And like,
I've got vinegar eels too, and I've crashed some of my rainbow fish this summer with it. Not paying attention and watching the water. I put too much paramecium and vinegar eels in there, and it just turns to acid over time. It's vinegar.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't take long. It's more of it grows a weird bacteria film in the containers. So it's more of you get them eating, get them in a tank, and then you can flush out your container. I just needed to keep them in there for too long, so it creates issues. And that one I don't think would matter if you were doing a flow through or just a stagnant with air. I think you'd have the same problem regardless.
Now the vinegar eels are the ones when that's like obviously apple cider vinegar, and then like you have like the floss and the clear water. Yeah, that seems like the I gave up on vinegar. As I'm gonna say this, I
So
was like, I gave up on vinegar eels and
if
worms.
you're
Just do brine
if
shrimp
you're
and tuna.
spawning rhinocentris or luminatus, pseudomugils, they're too small. They won't eat the baby
They
brine.
won't do brine. Yeah.
No.
See, I do brine and white worms, but I'm not feeding anything too crazy small. But even still, like some of the white worms, I mean, you get them when they're real small. I mean, they're small, small. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I've never done vinegar eels, but
The Walter worms and those guys can create problems in a small container also, even a
yeah.
blow through. Golden pearls are too big.
Golden pearl.
I mean, you're feeding an eyelash, literally
Yeah.
feeding an eyelash.
Yeah.
If you can see the food, it's too big.
What So compared to like you've done CPDs, bread CPDs. Sorry.
Yeah, just enough to keep a colony going for a while, but they were in with
But you.
one of my Pico tanks, so they got boiled.
I gotcha. So as far as like fry size, because I've always wondered this, like what is the what's the size
Tiny.
comparison?
Tiny. The easiest
Tiny.
fish to raise from egg is an angel, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, like compared to like, all right, you were saying pseudomugil fry. Like, is a CPD fry bigger, smaller?
About the same.
About the same size, for sure.
Yeah.
So then,
within reason, at least they're tiny. You're eyelash fish.
so in your experience, then, if I can raise CPD fry, and does that mean that I can raise any size fry of that type that meets the similar water parameters, or is it kind of like, I don't know,
Yeah, you
certain fry
should
have like,
be able to. Some of them are
yeah,
pickier though. Some of them won't take the powder food.
and that's what I was actually exactly wondering. Like some are not as food hungry, so like they're
Yeah.
harder to actually get to eat. You have to have exactly what they want, or whatever.
Yeah.
Some are less.
And then once you get them rolling, they'll switch over because I only need to feed paramecium for a couple of days on the reds, and then they'll take over to powder food.
For sure.
But it's got to be true powder. If you drop a granule in there, they can't do anything with it.
Oh, so if I do like my normal, like I just smash up some tropical granules, they wouldn't go for that.
If you powder it, yeah, they would.
If I all right, for sure, like mortar
like
pasta,
a Bacter or like
Yeah,
a shrimp
you have
baby
to,
or something like that.
What's that?
So like
Like a Bacter AE size, yeah.
Yeah.
Something where if you actually see more than a faint dust fall off your fingers, you're creating ammonia in the container. I actually mix Bacter AE into my baby food now, though, as well as pure spirulina. And the Dr. Bastelier like community food, just grind the hell out of it with a mortar and make it into a fine dust. Mix it up. I've been doing got 3 of the Bacter AE things. One of them's the Bacter, one's a baby, and one's some kind of growth enhancer or something like that, or growth orientated one.
Yeah, because I use
whether or not it's actually
AE.
doing anything for them, I don't know, but they eat it, so it works.
I use the AE and the baby, and yeah, everything seems to love it. Yes, as far as the shrimp go, I mean, like I said, I'm not feeding any super. The smallest fish I got are probably the chilies back here, and you can see, I mean, they're small enough to where they'll eat that. So.
Yeah, killies are pretty small too, depending on the species. Some of them like hatched out some. What the hell was it? Bronchus or whatever. It's one of the common ones. But I hatched those out. They came with leeches.
Ooh.
From the guy that I got it from, they had leech eggs in there. So the leech grew up fast enough to eat almost all of them.
Ooh.
I think I ended up with one female survivor.
Oh.
But those guys were big enough that they could eat baby brine pretty quick, like within a couple of days. They were like almost and were baby size. Basically.
Send the G.
And yeah, sometimes it feels like that's even like you have to actually smash each atom out of it.
Yeah. With my, I finally have it's the first CBD fry I've seen in forever because I've been messing with this like egg catch and trying to get it to work so it just keeps cycling eggs out and I can just take them out of the breeder box or whatever. And I saw my first fry today in forever and it was dude, it's like my freaking like the happiest days. Like when I see like new eggs and like those little itty bitty fry and they're so tiny, man, almost completely clear through. And
Yeah, CPDs. I think if you made a powder, you'd be fine.
yeah, well, yeah, I've been breeding them for a while, and all I do is the only thing I feed is tetracolor tropical granules and brine shrimp, and but I do my brine shrimp in marine salt. So
Yeah, so do I.
I was yeah, so I always wonder if maybe like the minerals in there, maybe that can kind of help some of the super tiny fry. Maybe they can. I have no fucking clue. I could be completely talking out my
Yeah,
ass, but you know, so I've always wondered about that. I wonder about that with my
and
Sulawesi
I
too,
don't, I
because
don't think it, I don't think they're in the water long enough for it to affect them. And
no,
if they are in the water, then they're not nutritious enough, and they're also too big usually for the fry to eat.
for sure, for sure.
Um,
But yeah, I've just done mine with
either
just
way, the marine salt is the cheapest way to go.
oh
Buying
yeah,
a five
that's
gallon bucket.
yeah. Well, I did the like a I don't know 2 pound bag or maybe it was a 5 pound
Yeah,
bag
I
of the
just buy
Instant
a five
Ocean.
gallon bucket. Yeah,
Uh,
but buy the 5 gallon bucket, buy an aquarium, and then get the 25% off the salt and get it that way.
oh, see now that's a special move right there, man. You
Uh,
got the inside
and
splash.
depending on how you feed it, that 5 gallon bucket will last you a year or 2 years.
Now,
You know,
what size aquarium you got to buy to get that 25% off?
any of them.
Any of them?
Once you buy that from the Petco sale, once you buy the tank, you get a 25 or 20% kickback on it on any
Like
aquarium supplies for that tank,
yeah, because
and it
it's like
doesn't
the
matter what
startup.
it is.
It's like the kit bonus kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I just noticed that too at the when I bought this 20 long, is it had
yeah.
said something about there and I was like, shit, man, I have never noticed that. So
Hmm.
I need to use that like to
I
my
gave
advantage.
I gave one of the kids at Petco a whole bunch of plants once, and I was getting like all the notifications on the deals and specials for a while until he moved on.
Hmm.
It was kind of nice.
But all right, well, this is something that I'm so you had mentioned this a little bit earlier. We're going back, I guess going back on you now here again. Well, a little bit. More of I want to treat you like a historian right now. All right. So
Yeah.
you've been in the fish tube community for a while, right? You said for how many years?
So I've been interacting with the fish tube community for about 4 years, since about this time, first year of COVID, is when I started actually interacting with the community. So it'd be,
So
yeah, 4 years
But
ago.
you were hanging out before then too.
Yeah, I was
so
hanging
you
out, but it was pretty sporadic and random. I was
Okay.
still more focused on fishing and dirt bike stuff at the time. Um, and I found Dan a long ass time ago. I was watching dirt bike videos, and Dan started popping up in my feed. And that was like way back when he was still in his basement.
Dan's Fish, like the Dan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I wasn't watching lives. I was watching the replays of them.
No shit.
No, that'd be
I can't imagine him in his
Steven, that'd be
basement. I
Aquapunk and those guys.
Jeff Candy was a fish tube before it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all right, so you've been around for at least double the length that I've been around for. I've been around for like probably about 2 years ish, going on 2 years. Like, because I watched for just under a year before I started making videos. And I've been making videos for like a year now. So
Yeah.
what have you noticed about like about it changing over the years? Like, what kind of I wish I
And
could ask a more specific question, but it's just
some of
so
it's
there's so
me
many things.
changing. So each one of us, what we're looking for is we find it, it changes. So you come in looking for lots of information, and then you absorb a lot of information. Then you kind of move on to the entertainment aspect of it. Typically, and you stop watching things like Joanne and what's his name there by you?
Primetime.
Yeah, Prime
Yeah,
Time.
Jason and Joanna.
I've only participated in a few of their lives because it's always the same times as Dan's.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of their stuff as replays, but it's not for me. It's not meant for me. They're 100% meant for the entry level beginner person, and that's
Definitely.
just fine. Those people need a place to go, and they're good at welcoming people. So I started getting into the welcoming people. I think it was probably in Alex's stream. It was either
Fishery,
Alex's
right?
or Bentley's. Yeah. Where I was getting so frustrated because I'd see people come in and say hi, and I really wasn't interacting at the time. And then I'd see people commenting and saying hi to each other, but not saying hi to this other person. And eventually I finally seen somebody say, well, if nobody's going to interact with me, then what's the point of being here? And that's kind of what my trigger was.
I
Because
like.
Alex
So
wasn't acknowledging them, and neither was anybody else in the chat. So that's kind of when I started saying hi to everybody.
So from then on, you were saying hi to everyone.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice.
And I'm sure there was some other stuff going on in my life at the moment that made that trigger me, but
Mhm.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah. I think I can kind of relate to that, man. Definitely. There are.
and
Yeah.
it's not done intentionally. I mean, I get that everybody knows their little group of people, and
Shit, I'm ignoring
I say
everybody
hi
in
to
the
each
chat
other.
right now.
Yeah, I
So
think the only
can you do me a
person I said
favor?
hi to was Henry.
Oh, what's up?
Can you make
Before we
Jenna
started.
a moderator?
Oh yeah, of course, man.
Perfect. So me and Jenna kind of have this little rivalry where she tries to get me modded in people's streams, and then I get her modded. And so far, I'm
Okay.
ahead.
Done and done, man.
Here we go.
Did you say you're ahead?
Yeah, I'm ahead.
Yeah,
Well, that's how I got. That's how I accidentally got modded in Alex's stream. Was I asked him to mod Stephen P.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So then Alex modded me, Stephen, and Coral.
Yeah, Jeff, are you a mod here?
I think so.
Yeah, we'll just count it. Yeah. I'm gonna check on you next time. I'm pretty sure you are a mod though.
I'm pretty sure. I don't get to
Yeah.
make it to a lot of lives because you're on when I'm working, but
Yeah, no, I know. No worries. Yeah, you're always
but yeah.
watching in the.
So you got your core group of viewers that are always in the stream every time, and then you got some new people that pass through. Some of them are going to come back, some of them won't. But if you at least make them feel welcome, it grows that YouTubers community and gets them more watch time and view hours if people feel like they're welcomed.
And did you read my notes right here? Because this is literally, you just stole all my lines right there. I love it
No.
though. No, that's exactly it, man. I wanted to, yeah, just.
Well, I mean, yeah. Realistically, we live in a world of shit, so there's no reason to spread more of it around when we're trying to get away from it.
Yeah, dude.
Because
Yeah.
this is our escape. It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I get that some people, feel better about themselves when they belittle other people. That's their thing. I avoid those channels. It's not for me.
Yeah.
That being said, I do pick on people.
Well,
Like
yeah,
Steve.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't feel right if I can't be messed with. Like if someone can't mess
Yeah.
with me, I'm like, oh man, you don't feel comfortable around me. Like I gotta get you to feel comfortable like that. Yeah, it's like mess with me. It's taken me a while. Recently, I think I've come out of my shell a little bit in the chats, and I'll drop something I think is funny at least, just to mess with people and get people talking or whatever. Because
So I started streaming from the kayak, right?
yeah,
I miss things. I know I miss things, so I watch it over after the chat loads to see what I missed. I don't miss a lot. So that makes it really bad for the people that sit there as a talking head and don't keep up with a small chat.
Yeah.
You know, Aquarium Co-op, he's got so many people in there. I get that. Even when LRB was booming and he had a couple hundred people in there, that's a lot of people talking. I get that. If you got like 50 people or less in there, something weird's got to be going on to get that much spam. But yeah, that's one of my pet peeves, I guess. If I can do it from a kayak while I'm fishing, somebody else can do it while I'm sitting in a damn chair.
Yeah.
I haven't acquired that skill yet. I'm still new to this, so you'll have to
What?
excuse me.
Nah, you're fine.
Yeah, no, I'm
There's a learning curve to it, but I'm talking like,
Yeah.
the guys have been doing it for 10 years. There's no
Uh-huh.
reason for them to miss shit.
Yeah, sometimes it does feel like they're I don't know.
And I might be directing that directly at Aquafunk too. So, he's a good guy too.
Yeah, no, dude, they're funny. Yeah, as long as whenever I would get to watch them, it feels like I'm hanging out with the dudes, and I don't get that a lot, man. Like I've recently become friends with like Brandon here. We've been talking and stuff, but he's all the way in fucking Wisconsin, and then I got my buddy Bobby, but
You're
we're
like
on complete opposite schedules.
You're like an hour away from them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Maybe.
we're only an hour away, but it's still though it makes it hard to
So
meet up with that. Yeah.
I don't think I finished my trip to Chicago there or Joliet. It took us a year to pay off that stupid toll fee. Illinois has the most ridiculous thing to pay off for damn toll fees. I pull up to the booth because the last time I was there was in like the 80s or 90s, and you had to actually pay a person.
Yeah.
And I went during COVID, everything shut down, so I pull up to the booth thing to throw my change in, and there's nothing there. It won't let me do anything.
Yeah, they like literally don't have them anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, no, it's all
they're still sitting out there.
Drive-through.
Yeah, it was sitting out there. You like pull over if you didn't have a pass to pay, but then they didn't really close it because they still had the stuff there to do it.
Yeah,
I was so pissed. I think I pulled into like the first floor that I went past, and then I finally gave up and said, "Fuck it, they can find me."
Yeah, come and get it. Come and get it.
But then we were playing phone tag, and it was just so miserable trying to pay that thing. If you're ever going to go to Illinois, just buy a damn iPass before you go. It'll save you a whole lot of headache.
Sweet.
Even if you're only going for once for the day, it's just such a headache.
I think the iPass is free. You just have to preload it with.
No, that's maybe if you're a resident. It probably has what to do with your car registration or something like that.
Yeah, I think we had to pay for the actual. I mean, it's not like a recurring thing, but I think we had to pay for the little box.
Dude, I might have. It's been a minute since I don't remember.
Yeah.
Mine's never up to date though. I always they send me letters like I'm literally a resident here. I have an iPass and I never have the thing connected to my card and stuff. And I'm just like, they're always sending me letters. I'm like, I'll pay it. Leave me alone.
It was like a few hours before I was heading out to your house, Kyle, and I finally, it clicked in my head. I was like, oh man, because we had just gotten that Volkswagen and it wasn't, crossed over yet or updated. I was like,
oh yeah,
I'm trying to change all that before I come.
So, have you guys considered going like to the Clash?
I haven't. No, I have not considered it yet.
Yeah,
I would love to in the future, but not actually like I haven't been able to.
No, not this year. That's But in the future, I do encourage you to maybe a time before.
It sounds like a blast, man. It sounds like it'd be like It sounds like what I always hoped Aquashella was going to be because I had heard about, like,
Aquashella is not my jam.
I want to be surrounded by you guys. You know what I mean? Like I want that.
So
that's what it sounds like.
You should have skipped Aquashella and came up to the cookout.
I should have, man.
Yeah, I got.
You're
that
not
on
wrong
my
with
thing.
that.
I wanted to ask you how that cookout went because how far was that away from us?
From you, it's about 3.5 hours because you're Madison, aren't you?
Yeah, more or less Madison, Milwaukee. I'm like right in between, just kind of south.
Yeah, I think Madison, Milwaukee is about the same distance for me, just different sides.
Yep.
But it should be so. Peplin and Foxy are an hour south of me, thereabouts, and you're about 4 to 4.5 hours south of me.
Okay.
Chicago, I believe, is like a 5.5 hour drive. And if I go to Quad City, that's only like 6, and I don't have to go through Chicago.
Okay. Now, how was that cookout? Was it fun?
It's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely worth going.
Skull says he
Though
wants to show up there next year.
yeah,
Yeah, I might
it's
have to.
it wasn't supposed to happen next year because they were supposed to have the Cataclysm, but the Cataclysm got canceled.
Oh, so they are
So
going to do another cookout next year?
it's being considered. I'm gonna chat with Foxy a bit more, and hopefully, maybe we can grow it a little bit bigger and have it for a little bit longer, and actually have fish to offer or something,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
well,
like
be willing
a
to come
form
out
of a
next year.
fish swap.
I think that I could make a tentative agreement to go into that for sure. Like I would definitely love to do that, and I regret my decision to. Aquashow was fun, but it wasn't what
I don't
it
have
could have
Matt's
been. So that
address,
would have been
Jenna.
more fun. What?
I don't have Matt's address yet,
Oh, I got you.
but
Oh
I
yeah,
think
there was.
it's.
Keep going.
I think Matt's maybe 10 or 12 hours from me, maybe.
And as far
Yeah, I
as
feel
Keystone Clash goes, how far is that away from you, Jeff? Because I think I looked it up the other night, and it's like 12 hours for me.
16.
Ugh.
I think it's like 13 to Toronto. Because I've considered going over to Canada to get some of Fish Easy's Black Rams
Mm-hmm.
and some of Stubbs's Shabunkins.
Yeah, 12's a little far for me. I would have to.
It's cheaper to fly. It really is. When I did the math on it, the stay, the food, the gas at the time with the Subaru, I think the trip was going to cost us around 2,000, and that's with the overnight stay on the way there, and maybe even 2. I don't remember how I had it figured out, but it was like 1 or 2 nights there and 1 or 2 nights back.
Yeah.
Plus the time there, the food on the trip, all of that was roughly accurate or roughly added into that.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, when I was young, that was like a one day trip. I could do that, but I can't do that anymore.
that's like overnight in Tennessee.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
got an uncle
I'm
that
more of a.
drives nonstop from New Mexico to Wisconsin.
Jeez.
He just
That
gets in his RV and starts driving.
that's a rough drive in an RV. Oh my
Yeah.
That
God,
is a
dude.
long freaking drive.
Well, I
That
mean,
is
just
so.
coming up through Illinois is like 7 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he used to do it every year, both directions. He'd make it in not just nonstop.
Hmm.
I don't even remember
Well,
how long the damn drive is, but it's over 24 hours, I think,
Yeah.
that he's
I want
awake.
to I want to ask this question for Sonny because he asked you here, and I think I know the answer, but I want to do this before I lose it. Is the remodel for living space or dedicated fish room?
It's dead. Well, it's both.
As both?
So the one that I'm in right now, this is the fish room. That's what I've been posting on my Discord channel, pictures of and stuff like that. It will be dedicated for a fish room only. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's going to have my fish painting booth in it too, or my lure painting, because I want to get back into that too. But that's only going to be in a small corner, taking up one cabinet of supplies, and then everything else is going to be dedicated to breeding fish, raising fish, and shipping fish.
Gotcha. And then, real quick, because we didn't set this ahead of time. How long are you good to stay for? Because we're probably going to wrap this up for sure at 2 hours. But if you need to go earlier than that, let me know.
I'm okay right now. I got a cushion
Okay.
on the bucket, so it's a little uncomfortable, but it's not bad.
I gotcha.
It's more how long can I go without smoking?
Well, dude, if you need to have a cigarette, man, you could do that. No worries. Yeah, I don't want to force you to not do that, man. We're Ed. From what I've heard, YouTube's only weird in the first 5 minutes of live stream. And this is just could be like one of those skeptical or not skeptical.
No, that like the swearing and stuff like that, that's definitely a thing.
Is it the
Uh,
first 5 minutes thing? Is that what I've
no,
heard?
it's like the
Or,
first 30 seconds or something like that.
yeah, it's like an auto check that they do or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So
and then if the algorithm or not the algorithm, if their system picks up back to back to back to back, then it'll flag it too for review.
gotcha.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they've got a digital system monitoring to try to catch things.
Yeah, it's
And I'm sure, like with that whole scrolling stream stuff now, I'm sure that they've got something to pick up from chat when a lady takes her top off, because that's happened.
Oh.
And then the stream gets shut down right away. So they're monitoring somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's got to be AI, some sort of like AI picture video
Some sort of.
reading
I don't know
algorithm
if
kind
it's
of thing.
video or if it's based off of comments in chat, because
Okay.
they log all that too.
Stream demonetizer flag for anything except using 10 seconds of copyrighted music. Music Mafia, man. How can
So no, that wasn't me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jeff, did you take your top off and get someone's stream shut down?
Not yet.
Naughty
Eventually,
Jeff, naughty Jeff.
I might clean it like Craig. We'll see. But
Oh yeah, Craig does his streams shirtless, doesn't he?
yeah, I was
Dude,
gonna say something, and Jenna distracted me. Oh
oh
yeah,
shit, sorry.
my first channel, when I was playing World of Warcraft, I made it specifically to share what the guild was doing in raids and what the guild was doing in PvP. I put a lot of music on that. My first channel was probably somewhere around like 2008 or 2009.
Steve's trying to get his stream demonetized.
Right? But I put music on it, and that channel, based on the stuff back then, I could have been monetized, based off of their YouTube statistics or whatever. That channel
Yeah,
got deleted.
because of all the copyright.
Yeah, because all the copyright music. That being said, they deleted all my content, so that channel kind of disappeared-ish. The second channel that I made is the one that I occasionally log into, that's St. Crichton. I still have one video on that's got Metallica on it, but I made it private.
Oh, for sure. Then you should.
All my other videos got deleted except for that one boss fight, because I made it private. I made that one private in time because they started flagging things and giving notifications. Everything else they just deleted. They didn't even get a warning. They just deleted it, which was
Yeah.
unfortunate because there was a lot of really cool PvP fights that we did for World PvP that is just gone now. Because Google, not Google, Facebook and YouTube were my hard drives. That's where I saved everything. It's in the cloud.
It's a good way to do it, man. Like it really is.
Unless you delete your Facebook, then
Yeah.
everything that you've ever done is gone forever.
Yeah, that's true.
I've done that during a mental break, crash down when my tank broke and all that stuff.
I see.
Man, I got something going on over here. What is that?
What's up?
Yeah, I miss Napster too. But this is my third YouTube account that I've ever made, and I think it was back in like 2014. I made this one. Um,
Ah.
the only thing that I really ever shared on this one was dirt bike stuff all the way up until just recently. I think like maybe a year ago or two. Started sharing
Yeah, this little guy clawing at my door.
some nice. I haven't had a fair in a long time.
Oh man, they're a riot.
When I worked at the store, I had two.
Yeah, that's what we got.
And
We
then,
got boy and a girl.
we had we were raising cockatiels and pinches, parakeets. Had a boy and a girl ferret, but they were both fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yeah,
I had a chinchilla that was bred by one of my friend's moms.
You said chinchillas
Yeah,
or chinchilla? My girlfriend had chinchillas, and then my little brother had one too. Not a Ferrets would be cool, but I'm not a big fan of the furry animals.
that's pretty much
Wow.
up there, Coral.
What's up?
Having a copyright out for 100 freaking years. That's just. I get the creator and their child, but after that it's done.
Taken down because of the Mark Twain Society having coverage. Yeah, and I actually worry about that because like I don't ever plan on turning the memberships on, but I just want to get that monetization. It's like if I ever get there, I
So
have some old videos that I did on CapCut, and Branton is starting to do videos.
Coral and Henry had both harassed me for quite a while to make memberships when it becomes available. I kind of didn't want to, but there are some things that I do that I'd like to share, but I don't want to share with just the general public. Because a lot of it's DIY related. And you got the bigger channels going through and scalping stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, there's some channels that I would like to block memberships from, and I don't know how to go about that.
So like say you didn't want aquarium co-op to see your shit, you'd like keep them dark from your channel, basically. They can't see your channel.
That's why they can't see my channel. So that way they can't buy a membership to see the membership content.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Yeah.
It's not aquarium co-op specifically, but
no. I just use them because it was the easiest without pointing fingers.
But that's the base. That's the basics of it. Yeah. Because there are a lot of bigger channels that do that,
mm-hmm.
and there's also a lot of small channels that do that. And they think they're being sneaky about it, but you see it happen, or you see one person mention it on one channel, and then 2 weeks later they got a video made on it, and they'd never said anything about it in the past, or even had the inkling of going that direction ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, that's the direction they're going.
Yeah.
How well do you know Patty with Patty's Aquatics? What interactions?
No, I don't. I don't know him very well, actually, at all.
So he was live today,
Facebook.
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He needs to move his live though.
Yeah.
Like an hour later, because otherwise it cuts into degenerate, and I like degenerate. And I'd like to support both.
But what about Patty?
Oh, Patty's a good guy, I think, at least. He's very naturalish type tank style.
Yeah, dirty and everything. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
He comments on the videos every now. Yeah, he comments on the videos every now and then. I see his videos too, but I don't get to talk to him or anything. But I'm just curious why, because me and Branton were talking about him earlier, and we're like,
well, he is in Wisconsin too.
Yeah, mm-hmm. No, I wanna try to get him on the show. It'd be cool. So if he's out there and he sees this, Patty, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna reach out to you. I'd like to hang out with you and get to know you, man. So
yeah, I like watching Depths Unknown when I'm awake in time to do it. And his stream is usually 2 hours ish long normally. So if Patty followed him up, that'd be about perfect.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it'd be like 3 hours straight, basically.
Yeah, and then it would also offer him the ability to have more viewers because there's a lot of people that go there that are not going to stop going there. That being said, if he's trying to get a different audience, I can get that too.
Yeah. Well, we were pretty strategic with our time too, because I was looking at it and I'm just like, Jesus, we can't go. Seven was late. We were trying to go a little bit earlier to save ourselves from having to be so late. And then we were like, man, we'll be competing with Graham Co-op, and then like, Jesus Christ. And this kind of works out because I think we follow them pretty much up right as they end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're about 2 hours.
Yeah. Fathom, his content is too high quality. He's gonna end up in a hit list. Coro. Oh my god, yeah, dude. Fathom's like a freaking documentary style freaking level recording, dude.
Yeah, he's fun to harass. That's fun with the damn phone.
I like people like that though, because like it's like, oh man, it's like gives you something to shoot for. You're like, oh wow, I can push myself to do better. Like sometimes I see it in my videos and I'm just like, maybe I kind of phoned it in here, man. I should have gone for a little bit more this and that. Obviously, none of my videos are. I try not to do. I don't want to go too crazy with it because if it's too crazy, I just won't get around to doing it. It's too much work, But I see those videos and I'm like, man, I want to do something.
For people that want to make a living off of this, that is what they should be doing.
Yeah.
Realistically, that's what they should be doing. For those of us that just want to share with friends that we make on the internet, that's totally different. What we're doing is just fine for that. But if you truly want to make money and you want it to be your career, that's the kind of content you need to be putting out.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Kyle earlier and I downloaded CapCut. I don't know how long ago, whatever, and I'm just on there messing around and literally like, I don't even know if I'm gonna share it. It's just I don't know. It's funny. Like it's interesting how all that works, and I think with a little bit of practice, it may turn into something, I guess.
I haven't played with CapCut yet. I still have my old tower, that is unfortunately at 32-bit. So when I was making my transition, if that would have been 64-bit instead, I might not have gotten that back into breeding fish. Because I just would have fallen probably back into World of Warcraft or something.
Yeah.
Because that eats up so much of your time that it's you can't play that game and be successful at a higher level without
that's one of those games where
your whole life.
Yeah,
my little
if you
brother
miss out on a day, it puts you back so far.
Yeah.
If you're trying to stay competitive, it has to be like your job.
Yeah, we were never realm firsts, but we were within the top 5 usually.
My little brother got famous on Reddit for his character on D&D or freaking D&D World of Warcraft. He was Pennywise, and there was like, dude, he was like,
I know Pennywise.
He made a Pennywise character on World of Warcraft. He actually passed, so he's RIP. Like I love talking about the guy. But yeah, no, he was legit famous on Reddit. Like he was like all over the place. Like he was a special dude. But yeah, World of Warcraft was a big part of him.
Yeah, it was a big part of me for a long time too. And like I said, that's a lot of devotion if you're gonna be on the upper end of it at least.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, gaming rigs and just hours and hours sweaty.
And when you're like, so kind of like the fish community here, where I was really inviting and that kind of stuff. I had a very similar experience in World of Warcraft when I first started playing it. First guild I was in was just a bunch of D-bags, so I dropped it, and then I saved up my gold and I made my own guild, and yeah, that's the route that I went. And then it was it was intended to be an entry-level guild for people to level up, move on to a bigger guild to raid. then eventually we got enough skilled people that actually wanted to raid. So we started doing that. And then when we went into Lich King, we actually went into it really strong and really hard. And we had a lot of near first level maxes and a lot of near first clearings of dungeons and raids. And we couldn't hit first because of some professional gamers that were on our realm. It was never a possibility there.
Nice.
No, I forget.
Well,
Was World of Warcraft? Were you able to pay to win on that, or that was just straight?
Not at the
You had to put
first.
in the work.
You had to put in the work for quite a few years, and then they started getting the Chinese gold miners and stuff like that selling gold, and that wasn't too problematic. But then you could start paying to have your character already leveled up. And that was, I think, just before I left or right after I left. It was right in that era, though, that they started allowing that crap. And that's frustrating. I mean, I remember the original grinds, and that sucked.
yeah,
But they
people
wanted
turn that into almost jobs, right? Like, I mean,
pretty
they were
much,
like,
yeah.
dude,
People would
I
take
remember hearing about
vacation
that.
for releases and then level up as fast as they could. Like, not sleep. They would just power level their character.
I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be me when GTA 6 comes out. I'm like a Fallout and Grand Theft Auto. I like I said, I haven't played video games in a little while, but dude, I'm like almost level 300 in GTA 5, and Fallout
When I
76 sucks.
think it was when I boiled my fish, I took a little break from YouTube where I wasn't on as much, and I started playing Warcraft and Fallout on the cell phone.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And I level maxed on that before they got their next patch out or whatever, and I haven't been back since.
Who has seen the WoW episode of South Park? That's what Stephen P is talking about. Oh my god, dude, great episode. Mom, get the toilet.
Yeah, that's a very real scenario.
I love it, man. Love it. Oh,
Our guild
God.
was not that dedicated, but that is a real scenario.
Is that the one where he got all fat eating the chicken and stuff?
Maybe.
Yeah, well, they all got super super fat.
super fat because they didn't move.
Yeah, and they were just like looking like the Hills Have Eyes guys, like. But hold on, I gotta point this out. So Zen and Stephen P are talking about Guitar Hero, and so I got a cousin that's really into Guitar Hero, right? And nowadays they make new versions of songs that you can download, and I don't know how this stuff works, but she was telling me about it. Like, you can go online and find like any song that you really like that you wanted a Guitar Hero version of, and then they make them now. Like, they make custom Guitar Hero songs. I don't know.
What are you playing it on though?
I don't. She was. It's like my cousin who's super into Guitar Hero was telling me about it one time. I don't know what she plays it on, but I know that it's got to. I don't know, man. It's got to be a computer, right? Because like, how would you download? Well, I guess they have Xbox
download games
mods
to
and stuff.
you would download games to Xbox and the PS4. I think even you were downloading most of your games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but these are like I don't know. I guess I would call them like almost bootleg songs that are Guitar Hero songs. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it works, but she was telling me like you can get like a hold of all these new ones, and she was showing me the songs, and I was like, oh my god, she's like really good at it. I could never get past the third button, like, and I could play a real guitar a little bit and a little bit of piano, but I couldn't.
When it was new, I got it for the kids, and I think I made it to the fourth button and started into that one, and then kind of lost interest in.
Yeah, see, when I played Guitar Hero, I didn't even play it like a guitar. I just laid it in my lap and used it like the buttons, just trying to keep up with everything. That seemed to work better than trying to play it like a guitar.
Like a lap steel or whatever?
Yeah.
You're playing the bluegrass version of Guitar
Yeah.
Hero. Oh man. Well, well, I think it's
Yeah.
cool that we touched back. All right, so we were talking about video games, and you were still building up community.
Mhm.
So I think, all right,
Well,
what's
like the like the dual sport clubs that I got involved with, it was the same thing. We built a community there. Um, COVID happened, so I kind of eventually I was going to be walking away from that club regardless because of the distance. Because they're a little over an hour away, and I helped build all the trails. I put like probably 4 or 5 years for the vacation time into dedicated into building that club and building the trail system for the people to ride on. And when we finally finished it, that second year of COVID, I kind of just, you know, walked away from it because when I got COVID, a few months later, I got this weird equilibrium thing come back or that came back that I had in the past, and I couldn't get it under control. It is now, so it's not an issue anymore that I'm not aware of, but it made me not want to ride a bike because I didn't know when I was going to randomly fall over.
Mhm.
If you're on a trail, I used to ride solo a lot, so I'd do long haul through the woods, and if you fall over, you could be laying out there for a few weeks before somebody comes across you.
Mm-hmm.
So it just doesn't feel right to do that at this point in time. Hopefully, maybe next summer, the summer after, I'll get the herbs all cleaned out of them, and we'll go hit the trail again. Yeah, because I do miss riding.
Just gotta convince a buddy to go with you.
Well, Jill rides with me. As long as I go mild. Usually we'll go out for maybe 2 hour ride or something like that. Unless we were doing the rallies. When we were doing the rallies, then it was when our group woke up, we ate breakfast. Those that eat breakfast, and we'd gas up and we'd ride until the supper time, and then they would drink until they passed out. Or they would eat a candy or something like that and be a zombie and not functional. Because it was stronger than I anticipated. That was pretty entertaining. Unfortunately, though, I was always the responsible adult, so I had to be the parent to like 100 people that are smashed and help them get back to their tents.
Oh God.
So for some odd reason, I always seem to get the responsible role, and it's not always fun. So Funk Stream is fun for me for that.
That's what happens when you care about people, man. You can't help it. If you're just worried everyone's gonna do stupid shit, you're like, man, I'm gonna have to make sure they don't do stupid shit. Or if they do stupid shit, I'll be able to help them out. Oh crap!
And well,
my AirPod.
You build some pretty good bonds. Riding with people over a decade. You're back with us, pal.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I'm down to one pod. I'm going to be losing the other one soon here, and we're actually coming up on 2 hours here. And
yeah.
I
So
think,
you know how I combat that?
What?
I use one earbud at a time.
Yeah, I usually do, but I like being locked into the conversation because I
Yeah.
have like really bad distraction problems where I like am a squirrel.
Yeah.
And if I don't get myself locked in, and I heard this actually on Joe Rogan, he's like, I like the headphones because it locks in the conversation. It's so true, man. Like if I can't hear anything else, it's so much better.
I would like to get a set of headphones like Jason from Dubs has. I do like those.
Yeah, like an actual right?
Yeah.
Gonna say what you didn't charge your headphones beforehand, Kyle, or what?
No, they were fully charged, man. But they I went through them. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't even used them before.
These are at least 8 hours, depending on how loud I got them, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? The case might not be fully charged.
I was gonna say I catch myself doing that a lot. The case ain't charged. You think you're charging them.
Yeah, that actually might have been what was going on. But
Then no, that's wrong.
Is that what? What? Mustard?
That's right, Henry.
Oh, I like
Ranch.
mustard.
All right. Pizza rolls and ranch is fire, but mustard is, I don't know about that. I'm gonna have to count, put a flag in the play there, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
Man,
just wrong.
and everybody gives Eddie crap for his cottage cheese. I'm like, I love cottage cheese, man.
I'm
Cottage
not.
cheese is good.
So I gave you a little backstory of when I was a kid, right? When we were poor. I had enough curdled milk in my life to not like cottage cheese. So
for sure.
I've seen too much of it.
Yeah.
And so when my grandparents had a farm near us, and I used to help wash cow teats and stuff like that. When a cow gets mastitis, you have to manually milk it out by hand. When it comes out, it looks a lot like cottage cheese.
Mm.
So it kind of like really ruins you when you see it coming out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you would be looking at it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Like, but all right, I gotta wrap this up for us, guys. Because I gotta get going here.
Yeah, I gotta be up at 5:30.
Yeah. He's got to be up early. My girl's
We
got
gotta
to
be
be
up
up
at
early.
5:30 for it. Tomorrow's a holiday.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
good.
Are you off? Are you off Monday? I work every
Yeah,
I'm off
I am.
tomorrow.
every
Actually,
damn holiday.
no, I've got the drain guy coming by between 7 and 8. We're having drain problems in the basement. I got water
Oh,
in the basement. Yeah.
you're not shoving no rocks down that drain.
He's
Those drains,
he's
are
showing
you?
up at 5 o'clock.
No, I'm just on autopilot. It's Sunday. I
Oh,
figured I'd work tomorrow, but no, yeah. So I just got to be up by 7 at least, I guess.
yeah.
I don't even.
So eventually I want to come down to the Madison area and check out a couple of those stores.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with them?
I am not, no. But I
You
would
know
be
Fishbird?
willing to. I've been to
Or
a
I'm sorry,
couple of
not
the
Fishbird.
stream.
It's Fish Nerd. You know Fish Nerd.
I do not.
Yeah, Fish Nerd's from Wisconsin too.
Okay.
He kind of co-streams with Mousy.
Okay.
And you'll see her and Foxy and Peplin streams. Both of them you'll see in there. But he's from Madison, so he's involved with the club that normally hosts Cataclysm.
Okay.
But I'd like to get together with him at some point in time and get a guide on some of the stores down there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be willing to go to some stores. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I want to make
I
it
probably
to
won't.
advanced aquarium systems. And where is that? Appleton, I think.
Green-
That's the one.
Green
Or
Bay.
is it Green Bay?
I think it's Green Bay. I haven't been there yet
Yeah.
either. Peplin said good things about it.
Yeah. That's sort
Um,
of sweet.
Yeah. Oops. I'm not supposed to open that. There we go. Yeah, I want to get over there too. I haven't been there yet. But when I do come down that way, I'm hoping to do it next summer sometime.
Mhm.
And if I can, I want to try to line it up with a time when I can buy some fish from Marcel. But yeah, it'd be great
I
to
always hear
connect
about
with
this.
you.
Yeah.
I hear about this Marcel guy.
Marcel is a rainbow fish breeder. He also
Yeah.
does hillstream loaches, zebra plecos, 134s, leopard
Is
frogs,
he on
and stuff like
YouTube
that.
too?
No, he is not. He doesn't like
No?
YouTube.
Oh, for sure.
He's more of an old school breeder, where he feels like if he had the time to be on YouTube, then that means that he could handle more tanks.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
he'd
makes
rather
sense.
invest his time in his breeding in his tanks than spend it on YouTube.
He's really about that life. I get it.
Yep.
I get
And
it.
my path might end up going that route as well. You know, I don't think I could totally disappear from YouTube, but my presence might get less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna have your hands quite full while you're actually setting up all that fish
Yeah, but
stuff. In between
I'm
work
so
and all that.
deeply invested in this, and this isn't just going to be the fish room remodel. It's going to be the whole house remodel. So I've still got a good
Yeah.
kitchen. and a bathroom and a living room to do. So that's a lot of money. I don't know how fast I'm going to be able to put the tanks on the shelves because the shelves are going to be purpose built to maximize the amount of space in the room. So it's going to have to be the right tank. I can't just be any tank. Because if I'm going to do it, it's going to be built to min max as comfortably as I can.
Min max. I like that. You know you're a video gamer when you use that term.
Yeah.
But
you had the min max stats.
yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. Well, and then shit, well, if you're ever gonna make it down for one of the swaps around here too, and it was something similar to what you and Branton were talking about. If you, obviously easier for you to make it to Branton, but if you're out here, me and him have been talking about.
Toll.
Yeah. But if you make it out here, me and him were talking about this because I want to get like I got a couple friends out here that I know would love to do this. The GCCA does like a thing where they get like a bus, throw a bunch of people and they do like a fish store tours and stuff, you know, and they go around and they see a bunch of fish stores. So if you're ever gonna make like a weekend out of coming out here to one of the swaps, dude, we'll try
I'd like
that.
to. I know that I'm going to hit Quad City swap at some point in time, just as a person, not as a vendor.
Yeah.
So I can get a feel for it, so I can set up to be a vendor properly.
For sure.
I've never set up a vendor booth where I'm selling fish. I've set up vendor booths for other things, but it's more of it's like for the Jules Park Club for promotion or something along those lines. There's more promotional type stuff, not sales. So I do need to get my feet wet in the sales side of it. Mm-hmm. And I'd prefer to see a few more before I just dive in.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the only ones I've really been to for fish specifically is Cataclysm. We get the small reptile one that comes from Green Bay over to Wausau to Appleton and back to Green Bay or something like that a few times a year. That's a possibility too, Skull.
Yeah, I was gonna say Skull wants to go halvesies on a table.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that too, because it's not like I would be taking that many fish with me, and it depends on how many fish I have to offer. Because if I'm selling enough fish online where I don't have to leave, maybe I go that path. Granted, if I sell enough fish at a swap, then maybe I don't need to sell them online. Shipping sucks because I have to bag them up, box them on Sunday, and then I have to get my butt to work on time on Monday to be able to drop them off at the post office. And I don't sleep the greatest, so mornings suck for me.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm still bagging fish at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well,
because I opted to send out too many.
Well, yeah. If you guys ever go to, because Quad City is the one in what is that, Iowa?
Iowa, yeah.
Yeah. And I think I've looked it up. It's only like 2 hours from me, so I could definitely make that drive. That wouldn't be bad at all. If you guys are going to go out there, I'd love to. I want to videotape every swap at least once, or videotape.
Yeah, when I go to that one, that one's going to be an overnight for sure. Because that's 6 hours one way. I don't want to drive that. So it's either going to be 1 or 2 overnight.
Yeah, I haven't looked that one up yet.
Yeah, no, the Quad City.
It's good. If you look at Fantastic Freaks, that channel, he's got a couple of live streams at Quad City.
Yeah,
he's got Sarah Scadinona is on one of them, or 2 of them. I think she's on both of them.
Dude, that's someone else I'd like to meet too.
Yeah, he's been having some troubles, so he hasn't been as active.
Yeah, dude, he's funny, man. He like his live or his, I don't know if it was live streams that I watched. I think I watched a live stream or 2, but his videos, his energy is like,
yeah, he's got a lot of energy.
Level, man.
He's a pretty tall guy too.
Yeah,
but I'm short, so. But I did get to meet him at Cataclysm, so he's a pretty good guy.
For sure. Well, all right. I'm gonna wrap this up here by saying, be more like Jeff. Jeff's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. No, make
I don't know
sure
about
make
that.
sure make sure you're commenting on videos, guys. Know that if you want to help like spread the community, that sharing on community posts is huge for people because it just gives one more
Regular
avenue
short.
for someone to see the stuff. And it's what was that?
I'm regular short, like 5'8".
Oh, regular show. Yeah, I mean,
I still
but
consider myself dwarven now.
but and then yeah, guys, share the community post, like, comment, subscribe on the videos of the creators that you're trying to support and everything, and the live streams. You guys have been killing it lately, in like the chats and everything. Having and I have seen this sometimes too. I think people get weird, like newer people that come in and they see the chat and it's like a random topic in the chat, and then people are talking about something different. That's not. Yep, I lost my other AirPod, so I
You're okay. You
no
got your
longer
mic
have
back.
the AirPods. But it's not a bad thing to chat about random stuff as long as you guys are keeping the chat active and stuff. Like just talk with
Oh,
people. Don't be afraid to put
there go,
yourself out there. You know.
there goes my lights.
Oh yep, yeah. It's that time of night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much love, guys. Jeff, I'll be talking to you, I'm sure, on Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
Branton, you too, man.
Oh yeah.
And you guys want to say anything real quick?
Just
Thanks
be a
everybody for
decent
coming
person.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you need something, always reach out. Um, if a person's got time, they'll give you the time.
Yeah. And last thing is I think I have both the channels in the description there. So if you're not subbed up to Branton, I'm gonna kick you in the face. And then and I'm sure y'all are subbed to Jeff. But
Did
Brandon's
you
got his channel. He's gonna be putting videos out there, so make sure you
did you get to
check
your
him out.
minimum,
He's already
Brandon?
been doing
Or
shorts. What was that?
Yeah, I hit 50, so I'm above that, but yeah, I hit that, so I can actually go live now.
okay,
I gotta pump the
jump through the
cojones up. Yeah,
gotta jump through the hoops and verify your ID and all that kind of stuff.
I did that. I'm officially able. Like I can click the button and do it. I just haven't
Okay,
had
it's not
that.
bad.
Yeah, just
It's the
haven't
same
done
as
it yet.
doing this.
Yeah.
Your first ones are kind of shaky, you know, and you don't
Yeah.
always have to keep them public if you don't like them. You know, I send them private.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
What are you showing us?
What? Oh, sorry. I just took you off my stand because my crap broke or died. AirPods.
Yeah.
And yeah. But Branton is live streaming next. It's coming up in like 10 minutes. So go over to his page.
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Perfect.
No,
Let's go,
no.
Brandon.
No.
Zen
Just
is going to
mess.
be your first guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zen is the big best.
No, I
That's
got
all I
I
know.
got I got the old lady on the couch right now because I'm in the bedroom, so that ain't gonna happen.
All right. Well, Jeff, I really do appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much. And all right, we gotta cut this off, otherwise I'm gonna keep talking. So,
All right.
all right, much
All right.
love, guys.
Thanks,
See ya.
All
everyone.
right. Thanks for
Later.
having me up. You guys have a good night. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
see you guys.